Hmm. Hey, good day, Reach family. I'm out here with the Celestron telescope today. Why? Because I thought it would be a good day to look at the stars. Even though it's a little cloudy and overcast, I was thinking about some scriptures that I had heard and read about earlier today, starting in Genesis 15. It says actually in Genesis 15:5, and this is a story about Abraham, one of the great founders of faith, right? God said he was a mighty man of faith. And what it says here is it says, after these things, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward, which, by the way, is the name of God, Jehovah Magen, and it means shield. And that's a really powerful thing that we've been learning about in prayer each and every day. But it goes on, and it talks about, God and Abraham are having this conversation, and he's talking about, you promised me kids, I have no kids, where are my kids? And basically he says, the only person I have in my household is my servant. He's going to be my offspring. And God basically says to him, he's not going to be your heir. He says, I have said what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to tell you that you will have your own offspring of your own produced body and through your wife Sarah. And here it says, and it says that he brought him, it picks up in verse number 5, and it says, and he brought him outside and said, look now towards heaven and count the stars, and if you are able to number them, he said to them, so shall your descendants be. And that was kind of what brought me to the telescope today, because really what God was saying in the first place was he took him from outside of his tent. He had to take him from outside of his environment. He had to remove him, that ceiling that was over top of him, and cause him to see things and think differently and think bigger. And then he brought him outside, and what did he do? He said, look at the stars. He said, expand your thinking. And that's what I want you to tell you this day, is I want you to expand your thinking. God is telling us, expand your territory, think differently, allow yourself to be moving with what God is doing in the world today. And I know it's challenging, I know there's tough times out there, but God is in the midst of us. And it started off by saying, Jehovah Magen, the Lord is our shield, and he is our shield this day. So as you look at the stars tonight, as you go to bed, just think about what God is doing, that God is a majestic God. He's a great big God, and he's here for us in our lives. He's here. Expand and think and know there's a whole new horizon and a whole big world out there, and God is part of it.